Hello and welcome to the Morning Report Scoreboard, your morning report for January 22nd, 2024. I am Zach Beamish, and let's get started nice and quick because there's quite a lot to get to from the NHL over the weekend. It was Hockey Day in Canada on Saturday. Every Canadian team was in play, and let's start with non-Canadian teams. Colorado defeated Philadelphia by a score of 7-4. Nathan MacKinnon had 2 goals and 4 points this one. Logan O'Connor had the hat trick as Cale Makar hit career point 300 in the game. Arizona defeated Nashville by a score of 3-2. Clayton Keller had 2 goals. Connor Ingram with a 30-save win for Arizona. Sean Durzi had 2 assists as well. Going into the Canadian teams a little bit here, Winnipeg defeated Ottawa by a score of 2-1 in the overtime. Nikolai Ehlers had the overtime game winner there. Connor Hellebuck with 34 saves in the game as the Senators surrendered their first extra time loss of the season and came 41 of their year. Dallas defeated New Jersey by a score of 6-4. Rupe Hintz with 2 goals. Wyatt Johnston had a goal and 2 points. Scott Wedgwood with 29 assists in the game for Dallas. Boston embarrassed Montreal by a score of 9-4. Danton Heinen had a hat trick there for Boston. Brad Marchand, 1 goal, 2 points. He became the first Boston Bruin in franchise history to have 20 goals in 11 straight seasons. While Sean Monahan tried to do stuff for Montreal, he had 3 assists in the loss. Vancouver defeated Toronto by a score of 6-4. Quinn Hughes had 3 assists. Connor Garland, 2 goals for 3 points. And Thatcher Demko had 42 saves in the win. St. Louis defeated Washington by a score of 3-0. The 14th career shutout of Jordan Binnington's career. He had 18 saves. Robert Thomas, 2 assists. Colton Parayko had the game-winning goal. San Jose defeated Anaheim by a score of 5-3. Logan Couture playing his first game of the season. He had an assist. Fabian Zetterlund had a goal and 2 points as the Ducks have dropped 9 of 11. In the Battle of Alberta, Edmonton won their 13th game in a row, 3-1 over Calgary. Stuart Skinner had 26 saves in the win, although Connor McDavid lost his 12-game point streak. So Edmonton winning their first game in this winning streak without Connor McDavid contributing. Vegas defeated Pittsburgh by a score of 3-2. Brendan Brisson got his first ever goal of his career, what would end up being the game winner. Ivan Barbashev had 2 assists. Erik Karlsson has an 8-game point streak for the Pittsburgh Penguins, as the longest point streak for a defenseman right now. The Kings defeated the Rangers by a score of 2-1. That's only the second win for the Kings in their last 11 games. Quinton Byfield had the game-winning goal there, as Jonathan Quick got his first start in Los Angeles against Los Angeles. And finally, what was actually the first game to be played that day at noon, Tampa Bay defeated Buffalo by a score of 3-1. Nick Paul with a goal and 2 points. Brendan Hagel had 2 assists as Tampa Bay has a 5-game win streak. Had a 5-game win streak. Moving right along to Sunday. Ottawa defeated Philadelphia by a score of 5-3. Shane Pinto playing his first game since the suspension, 41-game suspension. He had an assist. Tim Stützle with 2 goals. And Zamula had 2 goals, 3 points for the Philadelphia Flyers, including a very weird one. Minnesota defeated Carolina by a score of 5-2. Kirill Kaprizov with a hat trick in this one. Joel Eriksson Ek had 1 goal and 3 points as Philip Gustafsson had 30 saves. Tampa Bay lost their 5-game win streak 2-1 against Detroit. Dylan Sprong had the game-winning goal there for the Detroit Red Wings that have now won 7 of their last 9, 7-1-1 in that span. Alex Lyon with 27 saves in the win. The New York Islanders defeated Dallas by a score of 3-2. That's the first win for new coach Patrick Waugh as an Islander. Bo Horvat had the overtime game-winning goal as Noah Dobson had 2 assists. The Rangers defeated Anaheim by a score of 5-2. Chris Kreider of a goal and 3 points. Adam Henrique had 2 goals for the Ducks in the loss. as Adam Fox had 2 assists. And finally, Toronto defeated Seattle by a score of 3-1. That is the first win in over a month for Ilya Samsonov. He had 16 saves in the win. Austin Matthews had a goal. Nick Robertson had the game-winning goal there for Toronto. He had a lot of goals, a lot of games. Try to go through those as fast as I could as we move over to the upcoming games for today. Vegas in New Jersey to take the Devils on at 7. Winnipeg in Boston. That's a heavy-hitting game there at 7 p.m. Florida takes on Nashville at 8. Pittsburgh is in Arizona at 9. Chicago in Vancouver at 10. And finally, St. Jose and Los Angeles at 10:30. San Jose. I said San Jose, which is not a place. Moving over to the Atlantic Division. Boston now with a commanding 7-point lead over Florida in the division. Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Detroit have been jostling for position quite a bit here. Toronto right now with the 3rd spot in the division, although Tampa Bay and Detroit just a point behind. Although Toronto does have games in hand on both of them. Moving over to the NHL leading scorers, Nathan MacKinnon is on top of everybody right now. 77 points in only 47 games. 1 game and 1 point ahead of Nikita Kucherov, who has 76 points in 46 games. Pasternak right there in 3rd place with 66 points, so quite a big jump there from 2nd to 3rd. And finally, the Hot 15 for the NHL, Nathan MacKinnon is on top still. He has 7 goals and 12 assists for 19 points in his last 10. Elias Pettersson right there as well, 12 goals, 6 assists for 18 points. After his hat-trick, Kirill Kaprizov, 10 goals and 7 assists for 17 points. He also been injured going into that span. So nice to see Kirill Kaprizov kind of bounce back there. As we move over to the CCHL and their weekend slate of games, there were 7 all told in the weekend. Starting off, Brockville defeated Ottawa by a score of 3-2. Zane Spaniel had 40 saves in what is only Brockville's 6th win of the season. Guzin McCunthan had 1 goal and 2 points in this game for the Braves, who broke a 5-game losing streak. In the other game, Renfrew defeated Carleton Place by a score of 4-2. That's Renfrew's 10th, I believe, win consecutively, which is almost unheard of in a league like this. There were 90 penalty minutes in this game. Penalties galore, mostly on Renfrew. I believe it was 54 to Renfrew, 54 Renfrew to 36 for Carleton Place, if I'm not mistaken. Smith with a goal and 2 points for Renfrew. Henry had 2 assists. Going into Sunday, Ottawa defeated Nepean by a score of 3-2 in the shootout. Liam Lucas with the shootout game-winning goal there for the Junior Senators. Connor Shibley had a 29-save win, as Josh Reid had a goal and 2 points in the loss for Nepean. Smith Falls defeated Carleton Place by a score of 6-1. Xavier Ouellette with a goal and 4 points. Matthew Demoline had 3 assists. Owen Watson had a goal and 2 points. Cornwall defeated Hawkesbury by a score of 3-2 in the shootout. Garnier had the shootout game-winning goal, also had an assist. Connor Hickey had 35 saves. Dmitry Pelikos had 46 saves in the loss. Navin defeated Rockland by a score of 8-3. Colin Holmes a hat-trick in that one. Gabriel Kretsch had 2 goals and 5 points for the Grads. Peone and Roy both with 4 assists in that game for Navin. And finally, Kentville defeated Pembroke by a score of 3-0. Biron with a 20-save shutout, the 5th of his CCHL career. Tyler Melvin, 2 goals. Sweet Apple with a goal as well for the 73s. Moving up to there's no games on Monday in the CCHL, but there is a game on Tuesday, a rare Tuesday CCHL game as Brockville goes to Smith Falls to take on the Bears at 7:30. Going over to the CCHL standing, Smith Falls and Renfrew currently tied at the top of the Robinson division. Renfrew on that massive winning streak have really pulled themselves up to the top of the Robinson division, and what has been an insane run. Carleton Place really dropping out of contention there, 7 points behind Smith Falls and Renfrew. In the Irishman division, Navin has been the best team in the league, but they can't pull away cleanly from Cornwall. only a game ahead of them, do have a game in hand on the Colts, but not quite the lead I think that they would want right now. As we move over, finally, to the CCHL leading, that's the wrong slide, the CCHL leading scores. Jace Letourneau on the red-hot Renfrew Wolves currently leads the league with 63 points in 38 games, 32 goals, 31 assists, has been outstanding. Puts some distance between him and Alex Fournier, who has 26 goals and 33 assists for 59 points in one less game, 37 games played. But that is going to do it for the morning report on Monday, January 22nd. Thank you so much for watching this morning, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you again here tomorrow.